Let's crack some slabs. Happy hobby, I'm David Gonos, and if you're a sports car collector and you're working on a limited budget, that's what we do here, that's what we talk about, that's what we share tips about. And today we're talking about cracking slabs, how to crack slabs. So we're going to do two different versions. We got the SGC ones we're going to crack, and we got the CGC ones that we're going to crack. Two different ways that you crack them I've learned. So we're going to go through both ways, and hopefully this will help you in your efforts to either get a better grade or to just get it resubmitted for a better slab. Maybe you just want a better slab. It's just understandable. That's what I'm doing with some of mine. So it makes sense. So let's see how it goes, and hopefully this goes well, because I haven't done this with these slabs before. I have cracked some slabs before, but they were not CGC or SGC. So hopefully this works out well. All right, so let's start with this little guy. Now, I learned this method. Like I said, never cracked one of these, but I learned this method where you're not really cracking it as much as, well, I guess you are still cracking it, but you're trying to find the little groove. So what I learned in the video that I watched is SGC slabs, super easy to crack. You can hear that little sonic seal breaking open. You just have to be careful not to jam the card as you're opening it. So this gives me some nice little confidence. Make sure you go all the way around. There. So that gives me some confidence in getting out my good cards. Alright, so for this, I'm just gonna tip it. See the card falls right out. And into the trash bin. Stupid wonder. Alright. So it's interesting to see the little components here. It's a nice little mat. I do love the finish of their mats. But anyways, if I ever want to produce my own little fake slab just to put up on a PC card, I could put that together, put a fake label. I might just do that. Maybe I'll do it for one of my my Frank cards here, like one of these guys. Yeah? Like one of those guys, huh? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see, we'll see. It's super dirty out there. Okay, so now the more stressful ones. I have this up here for no reason, because I ain't even gonna need this, it looks like. All right, Shohei. See if I can get you out of this little SGC prison you're in. See right off the bat, it's already a little more difficult. Find that little spot. Maybe on this side. Can hear it. All right. Bye-bye SGC 9.5. Now the trick is not jamming my stupid screwdriver too far, and also not tipping the slab enough so that the card pops out of its little spot. It's a little resting place, you know what I'm saying? All right, just the top left. Oh, it looks like the top came undone. All right, so less stressful than I expected. Still a little stressful, but we'll keep this. And I'll just drop this guy out. Falls out pretty easy. I'll sleeve him and put him in a card saver. So let's move on to the next one. Now the guy I was watching was like pop, 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 and just moving, flying through it. But He's dealing with this one comes a little easier. He's dealing with a billion cards, and he could probably afford to make a few mistakes. Well, we're not dealing with a billion cards. We're dealing with just my personal collection. I only have one. Oh, see that card wants to come out with the slab. I gotta be careful. I also don't want the slab to shatter any, because if it shatters, you have a chance for that card to, or for the acrylic to poke a sharp piece into the card itself. All right, he falls out nicely. Put him to the side. And I just realized I'm not wearing gloves. I should be wearing gloves so that I don't get anything on these cards. But I'll be careful. The SGC slabs are way easier than I expected. So that's nice. That makes me feel good because the next card I'm about to do is our boy Patrick Imhoff's card. So it's always, when you're doing it with your own card, it's one thing. But when you're doing it with somebody else's cards, it gets a little stressful. All right. Let's do this one next. Oh, you know what? Let's do one more. Give me one more round of practice. That was it right there. It's wanting to. I feel like it wants to shatter that one. I prefer it not to shatter. That would be ideal. Let's try this side. Oh, Eric Dickerson gave me trouble. Release. Oh, I'm glad this is, let's wipe this off a little bit. This one don't want to go. It's funny how easy the other ones can part. Like this one, for some reason, the back is separating differently. See how it's making me go under the mat for some reason instead of above it. Now again, I don't want to do it where any of the acrylic shatters, but I do need it to pop open. Thankfully, the card hasn't moved. All right. Just the last side right here. Careful with the screwdriver. All right. So the card finally moved there at the end. I'm going to have to pull that label out. Card off. Okay. I also want to look at the card a little closer. Let's see what we're looking at here. Does it feel? It doesn't feel like it's got anything there, but I can't understand the 5. All right, let me stop this, wipe this off so it's nice clear. All right, let's do this last one and get through this stressful moment as I do one for Patrick, and hopefully this one goes a little bit, as I stab myself, a little better than the Aaron Judge one. Man, I was in a groove for a minute. There we go. Let's go down here. This is suspenseful, huh? Let's try the bottom. Okay. I feel like it's wanting to do the same thing that the Judge did, which is crack the bottom part. There we go. There we go. Release. Just want the card to stay in position. Up. All right, let's get the card up without. Perfect. Okay, we'll sleeve this up and get it into a card saver. Clean all this stuff off. Okay, so let's get into this. This is obviously the one that's going to cause me the most stress. This one and the Longo. So we're going to do these first. This one just so I can get some practice on a PSA. Now, like I said, I've cracked some before, and I was told to use wire snips, which this is way too unwieldy, and that was horrible to do. So I've since seen where we just want to use these guys on the corner. So I'll show you that. But also, pliers, you can do, you put this on the edge, and then you apply force over the edge, like the edge goes right here, like a shelf or something. I was originally going to do this outside, but it was raining and hailing and all that good stuff, and I really don't feel like this stuff splintering open and then my card getting wet. So I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna put this little napkin over us so splinters don't go everywhere, and then just apply pressure. Snip that right off. See that? Where'd the piece go? So that popped right off. Then take a long screwdriver and see if we can get in there. Might have to snip a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like I need to snip some more. More snaps. Let's see here. Yeah, see these little pieces go everywhere. You have to apply a good amount of pressure on it. Let's see if we can get this corner too. Let's see if I can get in there. Yeah, see, I can. And then just start. You just want to twist a little bit. You want to get that pop inside here without touching the card. That's the tricky part. See how that card wants to... You can see the card rising up a little bit. We don't want that. All right, so rather than, what do I want to do here? Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, so the card jumped around a little bit. I didn't like that. Oh, you can see a little tape where the plastic cover. All right, we're gonna put that aside. I'll sleeve it up. Put this aside. So that's a PSA slab. Just snip those corners, and it came apart pretty good, pretty easy. Put that over here. Now let's try these CSG before we get into their CGC counterparts. Try to get all these pieces up. Can't be good for my custom mat. All right, let's see here. Try to do this a couple ways. That one sounded rough. Yeah, that one. Ooh. All right, so now you know. CSG splinters like crazy. That went everywhere. Glad I had the napkin. Let's see if I can get some leverage in here with my... Not yet. Another little edge here. Maybe right here. It's not too much force. I mean, anyone can do it. You just want to make sure you apply the force in the correct spot. All right. Well, that pops up pretty good. I think this might have popped up a little bit easier than the... All right, let's come down here. Yeah, a little easier than the PSA one. So that's good. Let's stack this over here. Sorry, Mr. Fox. Comes out clean. And then we move this guy over here. Try to pick up some of the debris before we get into the good goods. So really 2 tools that you need. All right, let's get that over here. Get this chunk of goodness. All right. Oh, that's stuck in there. Right there. All right, this is where the nerves pop in a little bit because this is a really cool card. Okay. Now that was a little tougher than the other one. Let's see, can I get in there yet? Oh yeah. Once I got that corner open, you can hear that sonically sealed pop. Now what you don't want is this thing to splinter right down into the card, so you gotta be careful of that. All right, now I'm just gonna guide it down here. Trying to not poke into the card. I'm kind of covering up what I'm doing, aren't I? Sorry about that. All right, there is Longo in a nice little sleeve, so that's good. I'll peel this out. Let's see, is it okay? So it looks like I'm about to cut it out of that because it's got protector. So I'll just go down the I'll just go down the side here. That should be good enough. Trying to, you know, not trim off a chunk of the card. Let's see if that opens up. Yeah. And there he is. I'll put that aside. Sleeve him up in a second. All right. 3 down. And now comes the Joker. But I got some practice on those. So if you do have some, you know, slabs, some 7s you thought were going to be 10s, Crack them open. They're going to be more valuable. Well, whoa. Okay, I don't need those kind of shaky hands right now. All right. Why wasn't I a surgeon, I wonder? All right, last one. Now, again, we're not trying to get a 10 out of this. I just want it in a PSA slab. Or non-CGC, basically, I should say. Or, nah, I guess I just wanted a PSA. All right, that came off pretty clean. I wonder if I can do the same that I did with the Londo and shimmy some space in there. Oh. That'd be nice. That would be nice. I have to do all the way across first so the top is separated. Okay, come back down here and slowly just work the screwdriver down. Start up here again. Taking a little more time with this one. Now it looks like this one does not have the protective sleeve. So it's even more important. Oh boy, that was close. Down here. Flip it around. All right, it has released. Get this guy out. It's a nice looking card. All right, I'll save this label. And we'll clean all this up and get these guys sleeved up. And that is cracking a slab. Let me know if you plan to crack some slabs. What's your game plan? Do you have a game plan? Let me know what you thought of this exercise, because it was stressful, but hopefully it turns out to be pretty fruitful. So let me know what you think. Whatever you do, you're cracking slabs, even if they come back not what you thought they would, make sure you have a happy hobby.